Heather Russell here from Onward Endeavors, and today's video is a guided introspection activity based around meditating and visualizing. So before we get into that, just a little summary or recap. The last couple videos we've been talking about how to create your own personal development routine, or what I like to call a daily method of progressing. And we talked about starting out with topics that we want to learn about and how to incorporate, based on our learning style, 30 minutes of learning into every single day. And then from there, we talked about journaling and the concept of using journaling in two distinct ways: to express our feelings and emotions in order to create awareness about them, but then also to intentionally write and create thoughts and feelings that will lead us in a direction that we want to be going in. So this week we're going to follow those two videos up with a few questions around adding in meditation and visualization into our day. Before we do that though, I think it's important to define what those words mean, because they've become increasingly popular over the last couple years, and they actually mean different things to different people. So I would like to share with you what they mean to me, how I use them in my daily practice, and then I'll give you a few questions to help you look at how you can incorporate those techniques into your daily method of progressing. So I'm actually going to read a definition for you from Google here, Wikipedia actually, for the word meditation. And I'm doing this because I think that it's often used in a way that it brings a certain connotation or thought into people's minds, but it's not necessarily what they associate it with, but it's not necessarily what the word means. So the definition of meditation is a practice where an individual uses a technique such as mindfulness or focusing the mind on a particular object, thought, or activity to train attention and awareness and achieve a mentally clear and emotionally calm and stable state. So often when I talk to people, they think of meditation as being a process where you are learning to not think about anything or to clear your mind completely. And that's not how I use the word. It's not what the word actually means. So just to break down the definition for a little bit, but then also look at popular uses for the word and a lot of apps. So for example, the Headspace meditation app, or I know people that use the 10% Happier app. Usually in the beginning, when someone's first learning how to meditate, apps will focus on helping you slow down, just kind of identify your thoughts and create awareness around, oh, that's a thought. You kind of note that, oh, I have a thought here. And the goal really is just to be able to acknowledge that you're having them, but not to become emotionally involved with them so that your thoughts carry you away. And so in that example, what you're doing is you're really learning to slow down in order to create awareness in your mind. The way that I use the word meditate is a little bit different, and it has more to do with the definition in terms of focusing the mind on a specific thought. So in my household growing up, we used the word meditate a lot, and that's pretty much how we used it, is that if you were reading something and there was a point in there that you really wanted to be able to apply personally, then you would stop, you would pause your reading, and you would meditate or focus your thought on that particular phrase or concept so that you could be sure you were really digesting it in terms of what it meant in your life. So that's personally how I use the word meditate and how I incorporate it into my life. If we look at the concepts we discussed in the video on journaling and how we might write out intentions, things that we want to think about and things that we want to feel, that's an example of the types of things that I will choose then to meditate or focus my mind and my thoughts on. And that connects with visualization. So if you look up the definition of visualization, it's a little vague. What it culturally right now is usually used to refer to is creating something outside of your mind that would be a visual representation of your thoughts. I'm going to challenge you to keep it in here when you think of that word, and to think of how you use your imagination to see something in your mind, and how closely that connects then with the concept of meditating by focusing on a thought. So for me, when I use the term meditate and visualize, it's all happening in here where I'm focusing my mind with intention on thoughts that I want to have, thoughts that are going to be productive for me. I want to generate specific feelings. And so what I'm doing is I'm focusing my mind and I'm seeing inside my head what that looks like. For example, in my life right now, I am working very intently on moving my business online. So a lot of the things that I'm writing about in terms of my intentions have to do with what do I want that to look like. As you may or may not know already, I am the full-time caregiver for my 10-year-old daughter that has special needs. And a lot of my transitions in life have been so that I can maintain my business, work with clients, and not have that interfere with the priority for me, which is my daughter. So most of my intentional writing at this moment has to do with what I want it to look like moving my work online, and how I want that to be able to support and progress the lifestyle that I have with my daughter. So when I'm meditating and I'm visualizing, that's what I'm focusing on. I am creating clear space in my brain where I'm not allowing thoughts of, what am I going to have for dinner, or, what's coming in the mail, or what was the neighbor doing, or when is the state going to open back up again, or when are their kids going back to school. All of those thoughts I'm not allowing into my head during this particular time. I'm solely focused on the intentions that I have for my business and for my lifestyle. So that's my example. Obviously, you can use that just to translate it into your own life in terms of what you would be meditating and visualizing. So moving into our actual introspective questions, thank you for your patience while I defined those terms. The first question that I want you to ask yourself is, what does meditating mean to me? So I shared with you the popular term, I shared with you the way that I think of it, but this is about you. This activity is about you and what's going to work for you and help you progress. So allow yourself to answer that question. What does meditating mean to me? The second question is, what does visualization mean to me? So what those words mean to you impacts the way that you're going to incorporate them into your day and the results that are going to come from them. So the third question that I have for you is, what benefits may come from giving myself 5 minutes a day of intentionally meditating and visualizing on the things that I want to come into my life? So here we're focusing on the benefits. What do you think the benefits are going to be? And question number 4 is, what will it look like for me to add that 5 minutes a day into my life? So here with this question, what you're specifically looking to do is look at how are you going to do it? Where are you going to put it into your schedule? So that 5 minutes is not a long time. We're starting out small, so it's not hard to get started. But do you think it's going to be better for you to do that in the morning or the evening? Number 4 is, what does it look like? Okay, so that way you can be clear about that. Now, if you're a person that's already been meditating, already been visualizing, maybe you're already up to 10 minutes or 20 minutes a day of doing this, then with you, I'm going to encourage you to focus a little bit more on those first 2 questions, really defining that process, and I'm going to challenge you to, depending on how you currently view it, kind of think about it a little bit differently. and maybe go at it from a different angle or a different perspective and see what that does. See if that changes the results and the process or how you feel. And so kind of observing it in that way. All right, those were my thoughts. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share those with you. I always enjoy your feedbacks, and I want to say thank you for your support. I'm growing more comfortable in expressing myself this way, and your encouragement has been very helpful to me, so I really appreciate that. I appreciate you. And just this week, I started sending out emails to everyone that is on my email list. One of the things that's coming is worksheets that will coincide with the guided introspection videos. So if you would like to receive emails from me, and specifically worksheets that coincide with the videos that I'm making, then please message me. It's heatherrussell@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment below with your email address and I will get those to you. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.